Transportation meetup. This is still one of our, yeah! This is one of our first meetups. We had a couple of these, and so we're still kind of finding our way and figuring out the identity of the group. So thanks for being part of that. We're going to keep figuring that out as we go along. But really the idea is to look at all the different kind of transportation issues facing Austin, and also particularly kind of how that influences the tech community. I think a lot of us come as a basis from the technology community. Nicole, who's our food from? Ride Scout. Thank you to Ride Scout for a good round of applause for feeding and drinking us. Much appreciated. Another Austin hometown transportation success story. We got a great lineup for tonight. We've got a couple startups to show you what they're working on, and then a panel with some of the District 9 council members to talk about transportation and some of the issues they see coming. Before we do that, I want to announce we have 2 new meeting organizers joining the crew to help put this on, which I really appreciate. So Maya and Jace are both volunteered to help organize the meetings. So like I said, we're still figuring out exactly what that means, but really appreciate their help in doing that. So thank you. Maybe a round of applause for them. And in case it hasn't been done already, I also would love to give a big thank you to Nicole, who's back here kind of running the scenes. She runs all the events and things here at Capital Factory. When I started putting this meetup together, she was helping me, and then I disappeared and went on vacation for the summer. And she has done a great job picking up the ball and keeping it going. So thank you, Nicole. Okay, great. So to start off, we've got 3 startups to present to you. We really like doing that format because it keeps it kind of mixed up and interesting. We're going to run out of startups eventually, but we'll do it for a while. So what we've got today are Sober Monkeys, Seg Your Way, and It's At, to tell you about what they're working on. They're each going to take about 5 minutes, and we can do a little Q&A. And then we have a forum with 3 District 9 City Council members being interviewed, and we've got some pre-canned questions for them and the opportunity for you to ask questions as well. District 9 is here. It's the downtown zone. It's not the only place where transportation is an issue, but it's one of the biggest places where it's an issue. And so we'll get to share some of their thoughts and let you ask questions of them as well. So it should be a good night. Okay, so first up is Sober Monkeys. You want to come on up?
Hey guys, my name is Angie Brinkley. I am the founder of Sober Monkeys. Let me come up in a sec. We are a professional designated driving service here in Austin, Texas, born and bred. We are coming upon our 2 years, and actually the end of September. We've done over 1,000 rides since then. So let me just tell you about Sober Monkeys. So let's meet Justin. Justin is at the Rattle Inn. He's having some drinks with his friends. He realizes towards the end of the night that he's had a little bit too much to drink. He's not sure if he's able to drive home. So he has a couple of options. He can call a cab, he can call Uber, or he can get a buddy to take him home. But that also leaves Justin's car abandoned downtown, subjected to vandalism, theft, being broken into, or being towed or ticketed. No one likes to be towed. So, instead, let me go back. So, the worst thing that possibly could happen to Justin actually is that his wife is going to be really teed off in the morning when she has to take Justin back to get his car. So it messes up her entire day, marital distress sets in, and things don't go well for probably about a week. So, better off, Justin should just hire Sober Monkeys, because we have this option where we have professional drivers who drop him in your car, and we take Justin home in his own car. So, let me tell you a little bit about our drivers. They're all at least 25 years old. They're fully vetted. So they have no criminal background. Their driving record of the past 3 years is completely clean. They are basically put in a car and have to pass an excellence test. So you have to be an excellent driver to be able to drive with us. In addition to that, we put them in a car with a client that is pretending to be not so sober, but is, to make sure that their conversation, their professionalism, and their driving skills are still completely awesome. So, when Justin gives us a call, he sees one of these cars roll up, we drop a driver off, boom, Justin's car is at home in the morning, no worries, no nothing. Some other things that Sober Monkeys does is ghost riding. Ghost riding is basically when we just take your car home without you. We also, of course, do weddings, events, and let's say you had your wisdom teeth pulled and nobody wants to take you home, but you're able to get there, then we can take you home, and we can have that experience with you. Which I would love to see that, actually. So, that's Sober Monkeys. I have a feeling you're going to ask this later, so I'm just going to put it out there now. These are our rates and our fees. These are our hours right now. Are we doing questions later, I'm assuming? Does anyone have any questions? Great. Oh, you have a question. Go ahead.
I have a question. I wish you guys would have been here back in the 80s when my car was downtown. But what about insurance? If your driver has an accident, how is that handled?
So our drivers are basically, when you sign up as a client, there's a waiver that you sign. That basically says that your insurance of your car covers it. That's how most designated driving services do it these days. Because there's not a specific insurance for us.
Have you guys hooked up with the Driver Life program here in Austin?
Well, we are aware of the Driver Life program. We have contacted them,
As
yes.
far as communication?
We have communicated with them, yeah.
So what category, since I'm sure it'll come up in the debate later on this evening, so people can use the right words, what category of driving are you in terms of livery, taxi, rideshare, where does it fall in?
We're not in those categories. We're all owned by ourselves. We're just a designated driving service. I mean, it's just simple as that, honestly. There are designated driving services all over the United States and in other countries, so they just haven't talked about that category yet, I guess.
So basically, it's a good thing that the city doesn't come after you right now because your drivers are accepting money. You're in a good gray area right now.
They can't come after us because we're driving our clients' cars. So we're not putting anybody in our cars. We're not a taxi. We don't allow anybody in our cars at all. Nobody ever gets in those cars. And if anything ever happens, we're always covered on the insurance of the client's car. Let me tell you, if there was an accident, I don't think we'd be charging anyone, no matter whose fault it was. So we'd be good. Go ahead.
One of the good, best places for outreach would be bars. What's been your approach to getting bars to tell their patrons, hey, we can use this? Does that make sense?
Bars?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
people
sorry.
are going to drink. This should be the place where they find out I shouldn't be driving my car home tonight. That'd be a great place for them to find out about it.
Well, actually, bars love us. They put our posters up there for free. We don't have to do anything. They advertise for us all the time in terms of that. Bridget Dunlop is one of our really good supporters. She puts up all of our stuff in her bars. And so does the other bar owners. But she was actually the first one that actually did it, and the other ones kind of followed. Right. Yes. Go ahead.
How long does it take for a response time where you put in a request to get the actual fine?
That's a good question. We actually have an online reservation system so that you don't have to wait. But if you do call us on a Saturday night and it's really busy, you can wait up to about 30 minutes, but we ask usually always to give us at least a 30 minutes notice because we're not just hanging out downtown like cabs are. And there are not 240 of us. We've only got, as you can see, about 10 drivers. And so we are all over the place. We drive out to Cedar Park. We drive out to Round Rock, Spanish Oaks. Like, we go really far out, so we always require at least a 30-minute notice. But like I said, but 50 to 60% of our clients use the reservation system knowing that they want to leave at 11:30 and they want that time, so they take it. Yes?
Someone is pretty hammered. They're probably not thinking too clearly. So Would bartenders call you on their behalf?
No, they don't usually call us, actually. I think that, I don't really know what bartenders do, but they don't generally call us. We have, more than anything, we have concierges and valets call us for people. We don't have bartenders call us. I think that, that's a whole nother ballgame. I think they have a lot going on. I don't know. I've never been a bartender, but it seems really hectic up there.
But it is generally other people calling on the behalf of the driver, more than the driver itself?
Yes. Usually it's a friend that calls. If somebody's like just completely far gone, like where they're passed out or whatever, the friend calls, yeah.
Have you briefed the Austin Concierge Network?
You mean the valet companies, or are you talking about?
No, there's like a group, kind of like a poker playing group. They don't play poker, they just get together and share ideas about what life is like as a concierge here in town.
No, never even heard of that.
I'd definitely get in front of them if you got something they need.
Okay. Yes, sir.
For good or for bad, my understanding of the city ordinance is that the designated driver service is in violation of 18.2 because you're accepting money in excess of the federal definition of rideshare.
Well, it's not really rideshare.
No, I know it's not, but I'm just telling you what the city ordinance says, and there is a definition of what is the compensation per mile? 56 cents a mile, so you guys know. So that's where the city trigger is. As long as you're charging less than that, you can get away with it, but more than that, you're considered an unregulated, regulated vehicle.
Well, we'll tell you this. There's a nonprofit here in town called Square Patrol for about 4 years before they went under. And the city knew about them a lot. They tried to get all sorts of things from the city. They weren't able to get anything, but they ran for 4 years without any problem. So I think eventually probably something will come of this. I don't know. I'm not really hoping for it or thinking it will, but we're doing a pretty good thing. So if something else comes up like that, like you're speaking of, then we'll take care of it. We'll see what happens. But if we get shut down, we get shut down. But we're going to do our best right now to do what we can do and help people out till then. Yes?
Is there any responsibility for getting them from the passenger seat into their front door?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Do you guys typically, or has there ever been a scenario where you just leave them in front of their house? Or like turn them over so they don't throw up on themselves?
No, we don't really get people that drunk, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think if there's any, I don't remember any instance for that. I remember one time someone was completely passed out and in the front seat of the car, but for some reason, when we hit her house, she was up. She was awake, she was good. She got out of the car and she walked to her door. So it's pretty phenomenal how people can go from drunk to being completely awake in a matter of seconds. I don't know, it's like this thing that turns on. So yeah, I've never had that problem, and I hope I never do.
What could happen legally for you guys if someone asphyxiated in their own car and died after you guys?
Well, we would never leave someone like that.
Okay.
For one, we would make sure that they got up and were walking before.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like.
So your policy is not to leave them?
No, we never would leave them in the car. No.
Well, whatever, right there, whatever.
Do you only do the connections through phone calls, or do you have an app?
No, we do not have an app.
So it's phone calls?
It's phone calls and it's a reservation system online.
You can't do it through RideScout?
I hope so.
Do you have an API?
Yeah, we don't have an app yet. No.
An API?
No what? No.
It's a phone API.
Well,
Well, they got a website, so they got an API.
We have a website. You can actually, you can get on. It's mobile enabled, but we don't have an app yet. I mean, it's so easy. You just sign up online or through your phone, and then you just call us, or you can just make a reservation online. So it's really easy. It's not like it's complicated or anything. So.
You'll have an API with it.
Thank you.
That's what I figured. See how it is.
Hey guys, I'm Evan Phelps. I'm the founder of ITSAM. We should pop up here in just a second. It took a minute last time too. Thank you, Capital Factory, for having me here. Oh, that's my beautiful fiance there. We're getting married in 3 weeks, or less than 3 weeks. I'm not sure why the PowerPoint's not popping up. It did last time. How do you do that? I'm not super tech savvy, despite the fact that I'm the founder of a technical startup.
Record me getting a beer.
Has the potential karma?
Actually not. Get the shot.
Thank you for going and getting this.
Don't have the beer.
What's that? No. Oh yeah, those yes. I thought you meant we need to buy more beer. Rich has people who
I had a friend who I've been there. It's pretty sweet. Synchronous.
I mean, in case there's any doubt. All right.
All right. Looks like I need to get a Mac. All right. So, what is ITSAT? ITSAT is a hybrid mobile app and marketing tool with the ultimate goal of becoming an organized ecosystem for businesses, brands, and influencers within the nightlife market to hold meaningful, real-time interaction with our users. We do that by providing our users with a fun, useful, interactive mobile application, and our businesses with an online portal to manage, upload, and push content to our users. Here's a look at the home screen of the application. Try to make it as simple as possible. You have the profile on the top left. You have a news section. There's a search section. You can search by venue type, crowd type, music type, or keyword. By the way, we're on iOS right now, but you can't download. If you download it, the content's not in there because we're just shifting servers, which should be resolved by the end of the week. A cab section, which is relevant to this whole conversation tonight. I'll go more into that later. And our core is Bar Goggles, which is an augmented reality piece, which we're really excited about. So this is what it'll look like. This is not what it looks like exactly now, but we'd like to get here eventually. And for the nightlife, this is a really useful tool to just hold up your phone and scan the scene and get really real-time useful content on how to make decisions and really directly allow businesses and brands to directly influence where people are going and what they are doing. Plus, there's a lot of ways to integrate with some of the partners that I'm going to be talking about, which is why I'm here talking to you tonight. Here's a use case overall for the user experience, just to show how this app is an app that helps you start your night, continue your night, and end your night. So here's an example of a dude. Could be me, could be anybody. I'm getting married though, so it's just another guy. Wanting to impress a girl and take her out to a cool bar. You wanted to take her to a jazz or blues bar, kind of be romantic. So you can pull up the search section, click on venue type, and search jazz and blues bars. That'll pull up all the bars that are in that category with in the distance to where they are to you. We also want to integrate with some of the new alternative cab services. Pretty much anyone who's willing to partner with us. We want to make it as easy as possible to find transportation and get a ride to your exact location from the cab feature, which you saw on the homepage. Wanting to pick things up a bit, after the jazz bar, the user walks out onto the street, holds up their phone, scans the scene, and finds that their favorite dive bar is having Jim Beam specials and a cool rock band. They walk over to the bar, sees there's a huge line, so they open It's at Pay, which is also something we're working on as a mobile payment system, orders a gin and coke, and enjoys music while waiting for his order to be filled. At the end of the night, they leave the bar, hail a cab with Lyft or Uber, and close their tab on the way home. Whether or not he was riding with the girl is to be determined. So, I guess it's a little ironic, and you're probably wondering why I'm here as a nightlife app for Safe Transport, this startup about transportation in Austin. And I want you to think of using ITSAT as a vehicle to promote safe transportation and good decision making, and incentivize this through some of our programs. So these are 3 of our partners that we're working with right now. I'm really happy that we're going to be working with the City of Austin, and in January or early next year, we're going to be releasing the official live music application with the City of Austin. It's going to be a sister app. Everything's pretty much going to be the same in terms of the technology, just the content and the look and feel. Just the content's going to be changed to just feature live music and live music venues. And then the bar goggles piece will be a map of the 10 districts. And when you click on the districts, it'll pull up the venues within that district. We're also working with ATX Safer Streets. Sarah's here today. And we're going to work with them and use ITSAT as a vehicle for program implementation and direct user engagement and interaction. So, really reaching people while they're out, right where they are, and while they're making these types of decisions on going home. And also they're helping us engage partner with local businesses. Last, we're working with the Crossroads Coalition, which is a program compiled of TX.TABC and Mothers Against Drunk Driving, on some incentivized designated driver programs. This is my last slide before I open up for questions, but these are just some of the programs we're going to be implementing. First off, we want the taxi and cab feature on our homepage just to be easy to use. We want to integrate with whoever's willing to partner with us in terms of API, and allow users to use this feature and potentially give discounts or incentivization. We're going to work on some programs to help people make the right decision. An ITSAT generated pass, which is a little confusing for wording wise, but essentially the application technology can generate these cards. So if someone's decided to be the designated driver that night, they sign up to be the pass or the pass program. They get a little card delivered to them that they can show to the bar. Any bar that is working with us will have a sticker on their window, so they can show it to get a free app, maybe and any non-alcoholic drink for free. The next one is we sat down for a while. We did a bunch of brainstorming on, it's how do you really hold someone accountable, or how can someone really be honest about being sober at the end of the night? And the only way we could think of, and I'd like you guys to share your ideas on this, was a designated driver garage where our users would blow into a breathalyzer on the way in, so there wouldn't be traffic on the way out. On the way in to leave the garage, if they blew a clean slate, they would get offers and a discounted parking at that garage. I'm talking to some of my contacts at the city, and we're trying to work on seeing if this is a possibility. The last 2 things aren't necessarily programs, but they're important to the success of this transportation piece, which is the active participation and contribution of local partners. through discounts and prizes and whatnot, and intensive grassroots marketing and awareness campaign. And also what's important is, how do we do this is really making designated driving cool and promoting that culture. So I'll just flip through this. This is just kind of our traction and some of the folks we're talking with, our action plan, and then I'm opening up to questions, but I also wanted to pose some questions to you guys on some of your ideas on using technology like this as a vehicle to promote good decision making. How can you incentivize people to make good decisions? And keep in mind that it's very flexible. You can have in-app payments, customizable cards that you can set up, portal-driven content, and GPS-driven technology. The second one is what I discussed about the garages, like how can you really confirm the honesty of a sober driver, and lastly is about that, kind of that culture. How can we make it cool again? So that's it. Questions? Yeah.
So what do you do to make sure someone doesn't cheat and has oh, can a sober person come go in for me and pretend that I'm me?
That's a good question, honestly. But people are going to be going to get their car, and it would be they'd have to find someone random on the street, get them to blow for them, and then the person would leave. And I mean, there's no way really to. We have to think about it, but there's no real way to stop that. But, yeah.
Ignition interlock devices usually have a camera that will confirm that it's the actual driver that's drawing into it and not somebody else.
Okay. That could, yeah, that's definitely would work, but it might be cost prohibitive for something that we're trying to do, on the large scale. Yes.
You mentioned a lot of cab companies, but have you thought about integrating with other transportation modes like buses or pedicabs or anything like that?
Absolutely. Anything that we could either integrate API or feature their number. That cab section. Right now, you just click on it and it can pull up whatever content we put in, but it would be ideal to integrate API, but it also shows you, it can show you the numbers, and also shows, people that are really drunk or new to Austin, their exact location, so they can tell, whoever they are, or, call the bus company and figure out a route or whatnot. So we're open for everything, yeah.
I think it's awesome. It's doing a lot, too, in the way of promoting different bars, promoting safe decision making. What are you focusing on as far as messaging to the users? Their experience during the night, the ability to get a safe ride home? What's your primary message?
Yeah, I think, one, the goal is to create, a real ecosystem where, everyone is engaged. That's all the businesses and brands and the users. And that's the only way the app will be used, if everyone's contributing and there's useful content in it. In terms of, incentive, getting to the users, you just got to get a lot of partners. You got to get businesses putting up the pass stickers. You got to get grassroots campaigns, signage in the bars. But we have some good partners, and I'm really happy to be with ATX Safer Streets. It's really about it being accessible, easy to use, and fun, and combining that going out and having a good time with I need to make a good decision at the end of the night. Yeah.
Well, this is just kind of a general comment. There was a really good app that came out last year during South by that you could, if you're local, that you could find someplace, a restaurant, that you wouldn't have to wait forever. So if you guys could hook up with South by, city workers literally pick people up off the street the next morning during South by. So if there was some way to hook up, and because they do so much outward bound communication, outgoing communication rather, maybe that would be a hookup.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're pretty flexible, and we're open for partnerships and looking into new ideas. Is that it?
Great. Awesome.
Last one, I think we need.
Anything that you're doing deliberately with partnerships to be able to get people down there without their car? Because a lot of what you talked about is assuming that they came down with their car. What about if they came down without their car?
Yeah, so there's the designated driver, someone coming down with a car, but as I showed in the use case, we want to make it really easy with the cab feature right on the homepage for people to, find the Lyfts and Ubers and take a cab down, both down and back. So that's why we try to make that really accessible.
All right, great, thanks.